When she consistently goes out of her way to make your life better, think about it. People don't invest their time, energy, or effort in just anyone. If she's prioritizing you, it's not random. For example, has she ever surprised you with your favorite coffee or snack, just because maybe she helps you out without you even asking, whether it's offering advice when you're stuck or lending a hand with a project you've been working on? These acts of service often come disguised as simple kindness, but they're anything but random. They're her way of saying, "I care about you," without having to say the word. Welcome to my channel. Philosophy of Stoicism. What makes this even more telling is the consistency. If she's showing up for you when you need it most, or even when you don't, you can bet there's more going on beneath the surface. Actions speak louder than words, and in this case, her actions might just be screaming that she has feelings she's trying to hide, but why not just admit it? Well, vulnerability is scary. She might worry about being rejected or coming on too strong, so instead she lets her actions do the talking. If you notice this pattern, don't take it for granted. It's likely her way of expressing affection without taking the risk of saying it outright. Sign number. She gets nervous around you too. She gets nervous around you. Have you noticed that she seems a little different when you're around? Maybe she fidgets with her hands, stumbles over her words, or suddenly becomes more self-conscious. This nervous energy isn't just random. It's often a sign of emotional vulnerability. I want to share with you an important truth that every man needs to understand in order to build respect from women. Immediately during my research on female psychology and the factors that drive attraction, I came across a saying that made me rethink everything. When someone feels deeply for you, but isn't ready to admit it, their nerves tend to get the better of them. Here's why: when we're around someone we're attracted to, our brains release chemicals like dopamine and adrenaline. These can trigger physical reactions like a racing heart, blushing cheeks, or even sweating. Essentially, her body is betraying her emotions even if she's trying to play it cool. And it's not just physical signs. You might notice she overthinks her responses carefully, choosing her words as if trying to avoid saying the wrong thing, or maybe she laughs a little too hard at your jokes, even the ones you know weren't that funny. All of this points to one thing: she's invested in how you see her. This nervousness often comes with a layer of vulnerability. She wants to impress you, but she's also scared of being too obvious. It's a balancing act that can lead to some endearing moments, like stumbling over her words or offering compliments that come out awkwardly. If she's acting this way, it's not just because she's shy, it's because she's emotionally tied to how you perceive her. So the next time she seems nervous or fidgety around you, don't brush it off. Take it as a sign that there's something deeper going on. And if you're paying attention, you'll start to see that these little moments reveal far more than she'd ever admit. Sign number 3. She remembers the small details. Remembers the small details. Here's the thing. People don't usually remember small details unless they care. If she recalls little things about you that most people would forget, it's a strong indicator that you're occupying a significant place in her thoughts. Think about it. How often do you remember the random details about someone you're not emotionally invested in? For instance, does she remember your favorite meal or drink? Maybe she recalls a story you told her weeks ago down to the smallest detail, or perhaps she surprises you by mentioning something you said in passing that even you forgot about. These aren't coincidences, they're intentional moments of focus. Remembering these little things shows more than just a good memory. It reflects genuine interest. It means she's paying attention when you talk, and more importantly, she values what you say. This level of attentiveness is rare, and it's one of the clearest signs she's emotionally invested in you, even if she hasn't said it outright. What makes this even more telling is how naturally it happens. She doesn't have to force herself to remember, because to her you're important enough to pay attention to. If you notice her recalling these small details, it's not random. It's her way of showing you that you matter, even if she's not ready to admit it. Outright sign to 4, she's interested in your personal life. Personal life. Another major sign that she's hiding deep feelings for you is her level of curiosity about your personal life. But this isn't your average polite small talk. It's deeper than that. She asks about your goals, your hobbies, and even the people in your life because she genuinely wants to know you on a more intimate level. Have you noticed her asking thoughtful questions about what drives you or where you see yourself in 5 years? Or maybe she wants to hear about your childhood, your family, or the things that make you tick. These aren't surface-level questions. They're the kind of inquiries that show she's invested in understanding who you really are. Why does this matter? Because emotional connection is built on more than just attraction. It's about intimacy. When she digs into your personal life, she's trying to create that deeper bond. It's her way of showing that she wants to be part of your world, even if she hasn't explicitly said so. This level of interest also shows her vulnerability. Asking these questions isn't just about gathering information. It's about opening the door to a connection that goes beyond the surface. And if she's consistently doing this, it's a strong sign that her feelings for you run much deeper than she's letting on. If you've noticed these signs, don't brush them off. These are her subtle ways of showing you that you're more than just a friend in her eyes. Keep watching, because the next signs will help you see even more of the truth. She's hiding. Sign of 5, she becomes jealous, but tries to hide it. Jealous, but tries to hide it. Jealousy. It's a tricky emotion, isn't it? While she may not come out and say she's jealous, her actions can give her away. This kind of jealousy isn't the possessive, toxic kind. Instead, it's subtle and, dare I say, a little endearing. It's her emotions showing up in ways she probably wishes they wouldn't. For instance, have you noticed her getting a little quiet or distant when you talk about another woman, even casually? Or maybe she asks more questions than usual. When you mention a coworker or a friend, she might play it off like she's just curious, but there's often more to it. And if she suddenly changes the subject or seems a bit irritated, it's likely because she feels threatened but doesn't want to show it outright. Here's the thing. Jealousy, when kept in check, can be a natural sign of care and emotional investment, but it's important to know the difference between healthy jealousy and something more problematic. Healthy jealousy is subtle, like asking a few extra questions about someone new in your life. It's her way of gauging where she stands without overstepping. If you notice these signs, don't misinterpret them as disinterest or annoyance. More often than not, they're her feelings sneaking out, even when she's trying her best to keep them hidden. Sign number 6, she finds reasons. She finds reasons to be around you, Let's be real, when someone truly likes you, they'll find ways to spend time with you, even if it's not always obvious. If she's going out of her way to be near you, even in group settings, it's a strong sign she's hiding deeper feelings. Think about it. Does she suddenly show interest in a hobby or activity you're into? Maybe she's joining the same gym, attending the same events, or conveniently running into you more often than could be explained by chance. These are intentional efforts to be closer to you, but it doesn't stop there. She might also find excuses to text or call you. Maybe it's a random question about something trivial or a quick check-in that turns into a longer conversation. These moments might seem casual, but they're often planned. She's creating opportunities to connect with you without making it seem obvious. The key here is consistency. If she's regularly making time for you, whether through texts, calls, or shared activities, it's not random. It's her way of showing that she values your presence and enjoys being around you, even if she's not ready to admit her feelings outright signed. Or she compliments you frequently. 7. She compliments you frequently. Compliments are often more than just polite gestures. They're windows into someone's admiration. If she frequently compliments you, and those compliments feel specific and genuine, it's a strong sign that she sees you in a special way. Here's what we mean by genuine versus casual compliments. Casual compliments sound like "nice shirt" or "that's cool," but genuine compliments dig deeper. She might say something like, "You always know how to make people feel comfortable," or "I admire how hard you work." It's really inspiring. These aren't surface-level remarks. They reflect her noticing and appreciating your unique traits. Think about it. Has she ever complimented your smile, your laugh, or even how you handle tough situations? Does she praise your creativity, intelligence, or sense of humor? If she's noticing things about you that others might overlook, it's because she's paying attention on a deeper level. And here's the kicker. These compliments often come unprompted. She's not fishing for anything. She's simply expressing how she feels, whether it's about your looks, your skills, or your character. Frequent, thoughtful compliments are her way of showing admiration without explicitly revealing her feelings. Sign number 8. She's protective of you. She's protective of you. Protection isn't just about physical safety, it's about emotional and social care. If she's protective of you, it's a strong sign she values you deeply and wants to ensure your well-being. This protective nature might show up in ways you don't immediately recognize. For example, does she stand up for you when someone criticizes you? Even if it's subtle, maybe a friend made a sarcastic comment about you and she was quick to defend you, or perhaps she shows concern when you're not feeling your best, checking in to make sure you're okay. These actions stem from a place of emotional investment. Another common sign of her protective nature is how she reacts to situations where you might be hurt. Whether physically or emotionally, she might remind you to take care of yourself, encourage you to rest when you're stressed, or even show frustration when she thinks you're overworking yourself. These aren't random acts. They're signs of someone who truly cares. Being protective doesn't mean she's overbearing. It's about showing that she's emotionally invested in your happiness and well-being. If you notice her taking these steps, it's not just kindness, it's her way of expressing feelings. She might not be ready to voice sign a 9. Her actions speak louder. Her actions speak louder than her words. There's an old saying that actions speak louder than words. And in this case, it couldn't be truer. When someone is hiding their feelings, their actions often betray them, revealing emotions they aren't ready to voice. If she consistently goes out of her way to make you happy, even when it's inconvenient for her, take notice. Maybe she rearranges her schedule to spend time with you, or surprises you with something thoughtful that she knows will brighten your day. These aren't just nice gestures. They're signs of someone deeply invested in your happiness. Think about it. Has she ever stayed up late to help you with something important, even when she had an early morning ahead? Or perhaps she's gone out of her way to cheer you up during a tough time. These actions, especially when consistent, speak volumes about her true feelings. The key here is the consistency of her behavior. One kind gesture might just be politeness, but a pattern of prioritizing you, even when it's not convenient for her, shows that you mean more to her than she's letting on. Actions like these often reflect the depth of her emotions, even if she hasn't found the courage to say the words aloud. Conclusion and call to action. So there you have it. The 9 signs she might be hiding deep feelings for you, from her subtle gestures to the way her actions consistently prioritize your happiness. These clues are often more telling than words ever could be. Recognizing these signs could be the beginning of something truly beautiful. Don't ignore them. Take the time to understand her. And you might find that the connection you've been hoping for is already there, waiting to be explored. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to Philosophy of Stoicism for more real, relatable advice on navigating the complexities of love and relationships. Remember, relationships take time, care, and effort. but the rewards are worth it. When fear and caution are met with understanding and patience, they transform into trust and connection. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.